Great place. 11:16 at WIOD. Oh. Now, don't forget, Steve today has Joella. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
I wonder if I am. Joella Kane, no relation to Steve, who's written a book telling men about the bag of tricks that women use to catch them, clean them out, and toss them away like some kind of a used douchebag. And Dr. Irene Lipoff will be opposing her in the contrived debate, who says she's revolted by Joella's anti-female outlook and would like to stick her where the moon don't shine, okay?
Well, there'll probably be some cat fights this afternoon.
Cat fights.
Yeah. They'll probably go at
Howard
it.
Premer will probably be here. It'll be great. Lake Worth.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Neil.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm a long-time listener. Listen, we're rid of Dick Farrell, I hear.
Now, isn't it interesting the way you put that? Don't get carried away. He might call back in again.
What happened to him?
He got his ass fired is what happened for lack of audience.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I just had to tell you, I never call because I very rarely call stations, but I had to tell you, we have another radio station other than WJNO.
Oh, we know, WPBR, which if you sit under the tower is almost as powerful as FDL.
I'm directly across from the tower. I think that's the only reason we can hear it. But one night I was coming home from work about 2 months ago, and I think they carry that TalkNet thing.
Yeah.
And the announcer says, and now back to TalkNet with Neil Rogers.
Neil Rogers?
Neil Myers.
Oh, he meant Neil Myers.
He comes right back in real fast and says, I mean Neil Myers.
Wasn't that cute? Well, I didn't want to let it out of the bag, but I am going to PBR. It's an upward move for me in my career, and I'm sorry that they let it slip out.
Well, I'm in Lake Worth, but I really do enjoy your show.
Well, thanks.
I mean, it's a bright spot.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Is he really going down there?
I heard, he better not be. I'll tell you that. Kane is working feverishly to get him in on his station, and if he comes over here, I'm going to work at the Inquirer.
He is so bad. You know, one time
Awful.
I heard him interviewing Patrick Sessions after his daughter was kidnapped, and I almost drove off the road. He actually said to him, "Well, tell me, is her mother as upset about this as you are?"
Oh, gee. Oh, brilliant.
I could do a better job.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he doesn't come down there and bother you.
Well, I'll tell you who else could have done a better job. Have a great day.
Thanks, Neil.
See ya.
Bye.
Mike Jr. could have done a better job.
Now, the Sun Sentinel says he's on tonight.
Yeah, well, if it's in the Sun Sentinel, you know it's full of crap, okay?
He's got a guest.
Boy, Jicka better get back from L.A. real quick, because they're... Viola stays with the Twins. You know, big headline. Everybody in the world knows that he was traded to the Mets, and they got a big headline yesterday morning how the trade didn't come off. Oh, man, it's just so embarrassing. And that radio TV page over the years, the things like the late John Broward. How many times have they had his show? Sir, am I right?
Yes, you are.
They've had him on
That's
like
not
half a dozen times in the last few months, and he died about a year ago, didn't he?
That's not a
Boy,
joke.
talk about tacky. We have an open line in Palm Beach, and of course they got the listening for the Alan Courtney show for tonight too. 655 WIOD in Palm Beach. We're really pushing and pressing. When you were gone, amazingly, even the Palm Beach lines were frantic.
Come on.
I'm not joking.
Well, when you were gone, they were frantic.
The bird's a liar.
When you were gone, they were
frantic because they wanted to know when I was coming back. Miami, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I have a couple...
Oh, but then see, it's bad enough that he holds a grudge, and he, in the interim, has been running in and out of here, pretending to be, you know, everybody's best pal and laughing and GTR, all that crap. But then to take it out on somebody else, who's a great guy down there at Flores, and who've been nice to all the people in the building, that's not the way to do it.
That's wrong.
Right?
That's wrong.
So he doesn't even know how to be a sourpuss well. That's his story. 24 past 11 at WIOD. We want to remind you again that those Neil Rogers squeeze bottles, the refillable squeeze bottles, are in, trust me, as we speak right now at every one of the 7 South Florida char huts, and you're going to love those delicious char cheeses and char burgers and hot dogs and Italian sausage and that virgin white chicken breast and those great onion rings. I sure wish they'd get them at the Hollywood location. But wherever you are near a char hut, head for right now. It'd be a great time for a little early lunch and pick up the Neil Rogers squeeze bottle of refillable Coke or any kind of soda, and then it's just $1.72, I think, and you bring it back between now and Labor Day as many times as you want for half-price refills, 86 cents. You can't beat that with a stick.
Right.
With Bill Mullen's brain, you couldn't beat that, okay? So head for Char Hut today for an inexpensive, delicious meal. I especially highly recommend that great Italian sausage. Boy, it is spicy and out of this world. You'll find Char Hut in Margate, Oakland Park, Miami, Hollywood, Davie, Tamarack, and Sunrise. 27 after 11 at WIOD. Listen, if it's good enough for Ernie, it's good enough for us. The only thing I regret is I didn't wear any socks to work this morning, okay? If I'd have been really thinking about Ernie Sochin, I would have worn 2 socks on each foot just for good measure. Because you can never have too many. You know how they disappear. Hollywood, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you?
Great.
Good.
Boy, it's nice to be going away again this weekend, you know?
It sure is.
I sure like the way these things work out.
You know, speaking of dog days, this morning I woke up, these 2 dogs were screaming outside. I had to separate them.
Yeah.
They were stuck. I threw a little...
Now, wait a minute. Is that like when Bill Calder has Bob Harnish on in the morning, they talk about stuck horses? Is that kind of the same thing?
I don't know.
Similar, yeah.
I guess. Listen, did you hear the shocking announcement that Steve made while you were gone?
Steve?
Yeah.
No.
Steve came here. I got it on tape.
Wasn't about Dick Farrell coming to WIOD, was it?
No, here it is.
I sure hope not.
It should have been something that I would hear from coming from Alice, but Steve said it. Here it is.
Andy's going to be great. I got to tell you, Andy, if there was anybody that I would want to go down with, it would be you. Take your time, relax. Okay, here we go. I love it so much. Go, just stick it in. What percentage to stick it in? There you go.
What? Now, he is obsessed with Sandy. That is a fact. We did learn that while you were gone. He listened to her every day.
Oh, God. Well, no, that's true. He does not listen to this show, so...
Not when you're not.
No. So even those helpful tips that we tried to give him are just kind of like water off a duck's back. It doesn't sink in, as opposed to me, who, of course, listened to all those great helpful hints that his audience gave that day and wrote all of them down.
Just tell me what's your problem.
11:29 at WIOD. We do have one open line in Broward. We're pumping these numbers frantically, man, because we want to at least give the appearance that we got an audience out there, even during these days. Well, this town is cleaned out like... Oh, I forgot the best one of all. I told you I was listening to Sandy yesterday, and they have this thing where they kind of like talk into the news. You know, they sneak the legal ID in there, and they talk into the news person, and they do this very folksy, contrived crap. Guess who the sponsor of the 4 o'clock news on WOLD was yesterday, and I'm not making this up. Maalox. I swear I'm not making it up. Maalox. So between Fiber One and Maalox, boy, they've got the condo crowd locked up over there, don't they?
Yeah, they got him.
I was laughing so hard I almost drove off the road. I was driving to my mother's, and I thought, boy, this is terrific for where my mother lives. They could have a run on it over there, if I can say that. Boy, they got the Kaopectate, Maalox, and the Fiber One crowd locked up on WOLD. I guess we can't compete with that.
No, we can't.
It's 11:30 at WIOD, and here's a Channel 17 spy report. Hello. That's it. Well, okay, that must have been Don Webb.
Appropriate.
Well, you know how busy he is. He can't hang on too long. When you're the Casanova of Winmore, you just don't have time to screw around on hold too long. So that opens one up in Dade now, and you notice how it's like not... Oh, there it goes. Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? 5 or 6 seconds? See, I got spoiled when you were away because the phones were just sizzling.
Gee, they were when you were away, too.
Yeah, that's not what I heard. Broward, hello.
Neil.
Yeah.
It's Michael in Broward, mobile spy reporter on Ricky Ticky.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the new commercial when he's trying to give away that car in that new contest?
No.
They show him giving away a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts and some coffee mugs, and they hold up a key to a new car, and the key is a Lincoln Continental key, and they're giving away a Chevy Geo. If you look at it, it's got the Lincoln crest on it, and it says, you can win this car, and it holds up a key to the Lincoln. And I was sitting on TV last night, and I said, oh, my God, I've got to call Neil tomorrow.
Well, you know, just that Ricky Ticky, his credibility. For example, last week one day on Waxy on his show, they were promising to play a whole segment of Beatles, and it turned out to be the Lemon Pipers.
They were close.
So, yeah.
Well,
so that's Ricky Ticky for you. You know, he's nervous. He's under a lot of pressure. The station's been sold for the 40th time, and you know him.
But I can't understand how they could show you a Lincoln key and then offer you a
Well,
Geo.
maybe it fits.
Yeah, well, it fits.
You know what they say, if the key fits...
Stick it in.
Exactly. That's what Steve just said, yeah.
He would say it.
What was that all about, anyway?
Anyway.
Have a great life.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay. What a call, huh? 132 at WIOD. A lot of spy reports in the Naked City this week, boy.
Sure are.
And here's an Alice Rentel spy report even as we speak. Hello.
Morning, Neil. Hi, Bert.
How you doing?
Listen, I don't know if you know, but I guess around 9:30 in the morning, old Debbie comes rolling.
Oh, she comes rolling in, literally, yeah, like a bowling ball.
He sees her coming in this morning, and he says to her, he introduces her as the most beautiful talk show host in the nation. Okay, then he says to her, you look very...
What's that?
He says that she looks radiant in the morning, that she looks more beautiful in the morning than she does at 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I believe that.
God, that makes me... Well, Neil, I'll let you go.
And of course, if anybody's got great expertise in judging feminine pulchritude, it's definitely Alice, isn't it?
Neil?
Yeah.
Can I call Bill Weiss something?
Anything that we can put on the ears.
Bill Weiss, you're a dickhead.
That was good. Okay. Although I wouldn't give him that much credit. It's 11:32 at WIOD. Look at that. As soon as he mentioned Debbie Ellis, a couple of lines dropped off in Broward. Don't give her too much publicity now because we're having a hell of a time keeping up.
Yeah.
524 WIOD in Broward. 2 open lines in Broward. They just immediately both went right out. And Boca's open, 278-9463. Boy, this is tough. I forgot what this was like. Remember some of those Mondays when it was like this? It wasn't like this. Even those bad days were better than this. Look at that. The Broward lines are just kind of like sitting there. And the Boca line, they're just not enthusiastic anymore, okay? They just don't love us like they used to. Do they?
I don't know.
I think they hate us like poison, to be honest with you. 11:33 at WIOD. One thing you're going to love are those great... Oh, Tim was starting up again? 11:37 at WIOD. It couldn't have been anybody else because the other engineers don't hate me. Some of them mildly dislike, but it's only Tim. Anyway, we have an open line, and that's a little inside here. Sharon was telling us a little story about some stuff in the hallway.
Yeah, the only engineer who won't speak to me.
Who's that, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he doesn't speak to you either? Well, see, you're part of the show. You know, he's still carrying on his Guy Gannett, Rick Edwards juvenile behavior. Anyway, now, seriously, I don't really care, but when you work, I've said this before, when you work in a building with people every day, it just the most simple, the most superficial common sense is that even if you, what Nick is saying, no. Are there people you don't speak to? There are? Why? Because you hate their guts, right? Yes. He didn't want to say it emphatically, but he kind of like, yeah. I don't understand it. I mean, first of all, there aren't that many people in the building I dislike. I'm trying to think. There's only 2. And one recently.
Yeah.
We don't want to mention Bill Wise's name. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. There's nobody else in the building I dislike.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, just one or two.
But even at that, well, no, I will not speak to Bill Wise, but that's more than dislike. That's just common sense when he treats you like garbage and stiffs somebody else because of a problem he's got with us. But the engineering thing, boy, is just incredible. I mean, it isn't done, I mean, just put on an act. I'm not one of these people who believes in putting on an act in your life, okay? But where you work every day and you have to encounter the same people every day, it's just, like I said, the simplest, most basic, common decency. But, of course, some people don't have that.
No.
So he was out there in the hallway hocking a Chinook with Scott, trying to start trouble again, like I'm starting the story again. The story he didn't have to do with Scott. His name was mentioned only because he was involved in it, because Bill Wise mentioned it at the table. But, boy, have they got, like, crayons or something out here? They think it worked for Keith Isley. They're going to try it here now? Because since I've come back, today's only Wednesday, I have never seen such juvenile behavior in all my life. It's like they're all regressing into an infantile state, like Indiana. It's 11:39 at WIOD, and we got a mobile phone in Stewart. Let's get to the important stuff and screw all these childish idiots. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just wondering, in honor of the Malox and WOLD, I got a bunch of people that I got wanting to hear that Wasted Away again in Hallandale.
Do you? Well, what do you mean, like a bunch? Like 2?
No,
Is that a bunch?
I mean, like 2, maybe even 2 bunches, maybe a couple of bunches.
I'll be damned. So this is really a request. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't put a request.
A suggestion.
What's that?
A suggestion.
A suggestion.
Well, you sound like you're. How old are you, sir?
21.
21. So you're under the age of 100. You're in Stewart.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Working, driving.
Working
Fixing
and driving.
computers, the pain in the ass.
So you live there?
No, I live down in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, you live in Fort Lauderdale. Because I was going to say, if you said you lived in Stewart, I would immediately pull the card out of the machine. But since you live down here with us and suffer through the daily rigors of life in South Florida, there's no problem at all.
Well, thank you, sir.
Okay, anybody in particular we're going to dedicate this to? We can do it kind of like they do on the Mark Denver show on Waxy FM.
On
you know?
Waxy.
Music for lovers.
Yeah, right. Dedicated to Donna.
Donna.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that nice? Have a wonderful day, pal.
Thanks a lot,
And
bud.
don't get lost up there again.
Hey, no way.
Okay, 20 till noon on WIOD, and this is for Donna.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11:48
Incredible.
at WIOD. I just want to mention, this is the break that the Meg Green promos in, so stand
okay,
by, whatever you
right.
do. But first, we want to rave about the Armadillo Cafe. And what does she want now? Cheryl getting pushy again? It's 11:53 at WID. I will say this, and of course, part of the reason is because we had that accident in Chicago. But here we were surrounded by Marshall Field, Lord & Taylor, Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's across the street, every department store that's ever been invented, and she didn't go shopping.
What? Oh, come on.
Isn't that incredible?
Come on.
I know.
That's not possible.
Well, we purposely kept her busy, and...
Well, obviously.
Okay, we have an open line in Boca at 278-WIOD, 278-9463. And our topic today is, what do you say to the officer when he stops you? Let's go to Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you today?
Great.
Bert, how are you?
Okay.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Well, I'll be damned. Isn't this great?
Hey, this is wonderful. Bert, have you got any money left after your trip?
Oh, sure. I didn't go crazy.
You didn't go crazy?
Yeah, he's a big
no.
plunger. You probably took 40, 50 bucks out there with him. You know,
No,
he goes
I-
nuts.
Fabulous. Are you going to have Stan Majors on the program next week?
No chance.
No, I don't think we're going to do any of that this time. Neil's only going to be gone for 5 days.
A week, 5 stinking
Yeah.
days.
Last time it was different. We had all those shows to do, you know.
Neil,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff says he's worried about your diet, man, because, you know, the Pizza Loft food is just waiting for you.
Well, that's great. Tell him we appreciate the sentiment.
Hey, I have something for you.
Yeah.
General managers are assholes.
Okay. Well, I'm sure Disney will appreciate that.
All right.
Have a nice life.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
God.
Great timing on that one.
Yeah.
Open line in Dade, 751 WIOD, and a line still in Boca where we are pleading and begging and cajoling and desperate to get those people in Boca and Delray to be part of the program, and they just don't care.
Come on.
They don't care.
Dick Farrell. Come on. Dick
I
Farrell.
think that's what subdued them all, to be honest with you.
They're in shock.
Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, that probably is true, but I don't want
We missed that call.
278 WIOD. All the other lines are lit, but I'm focusing on Boca and Delray because that's my favorite line, okay?
I know.
That's the one that really does it for me. I don't know about you. Now, wait a minute. 7. See, it's a mobile phone on that line. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Now, you know how to got on right away.
Yeah, you see that? How long do you think it'll be before Bob Lassiter puts Chicago into a coma?
Well, he's working on it already, and he's not even on the air yet.
Oh, you didn't get to
He goes
hear
on
when-
the air in September.
I thought you were going to get to hear when you were over there.
I think the first time he says, oh, pshaw, I think that'll do it.
And the Cubs will lose like 5 straight or
Well, let's see, September. Yeah, that's the last month of the season. We're going to send instructions to Zimmer to make sure that nobody listens to Lassiter.
Who was the guy on Gonza's show? There was a guy named Richard Pachter on there Sunday night.
Was
Did
there?
you hear that?
Was there really? Was no.
No, come on.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Talking about the Who concert. And he kept saying, I'm in the business, I'm in the industry. I thought maybe that was Fat Rich.
It wasn't Rich Pachter. Come on, you're making this up.
Richard Pachter. The guy gave his name as Richard Pachter. He said his wife just had a baby or something. And then my friend told me, he goes, no, that's the guy that was holding up the line at the remote.
Yeah.
He stood in front of the table for like 20 minutes until the free food showed up.
No.
That wasn't him?
No. He wasn't at the remote.
What did he ever do to you, sir? What is the purpose of this
He
call?
wasn't at the remote.
It's a shot.
Is that Fat Rich?
Yeah. Have a nice day, sir.
Talk about
And I was
confused.
begging on the Boca line, and we put that guy right on.
Confusion.
What a mistake, man. What a giant mistake. I apologize profusely. Sunrise, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Neil Bird. First-time listener.
First time listener. Last time caller.
I've listened to you for 13 years, man.
Well, I'll be
I
damned.
got a little material for you, I think, it's apropos for your show. You know, in Boston, where you park the car,
Mm-hmm.
they're also famous for that roasted baked beans. If you go in a restaurant there, they give you a portion. It's exactly 239 beans.
How do you know that?
Because if they gave you one more, it'd be 240.
That's cute.
Little
That's cute.
joke,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
very
Another
cute.
thing I want to tell you.
Had to kind of think about that for a second.
Well, I
Well,
got
you know, I make these things up. The fellow goes in a bar with his girlfriend, you know.
Oh, jeez. We got a joke teller here. Look
yeah,
out.
well, it's not really, but it's apropos, you know, and the bartender says, yes, what can I do for you, sir? He says, I'll have a scotch and water and see what my douchebag will have. And he gets nasty. He looks at the bartender, and the bartender says to the lady, yes, ma'am, what can I serve you? She says, I'll have vinegar and water.
Yeah.
You don't get that anyway.
Have a nice life, pal.
Oh, God.
That's sunrise living, man. It does it to everybody.
I got one little one.
Yeah, well, listen, hang on to it, okay? Like Ranieri says, hold on to what you got. Okay, we got an open line in Broward. He could be a police officer, probably, right? Too bad you missed your calling. If you ever stopped Alice Rantel, he'd have the answer immediately. And one in Boca. Geez, I don't... Let's work on Boca, okay? Ordinarily, I would ignore them if I had any common sense, but I want to really work on Boca and Del Rey, because that's disappointing, isn't it?
Do you? Wait, is it?
It's unusual on this show. 278, come on, we're giving it a little too fast. 278-9463. 278-WID. And if you don't call in on the Boca line, they're going to hire Dick Farrell. I just got a message from Boy Gary.
Blackman.
Oh, look at that. It rang immediately.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I saw Meg Green on TV.
Did you?
Yeah.
What
She
was...
was sitting around with Susan Lasky. And they had this big furniture, this pit, this conversation pit with like 5 or 6...
The show is The Pits?
I was just going to mention that.
Yeah.
But she looks pretty good. I thought.
She's a very attractive lady, no question about it, especially for her age.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 72, she
Boy.
was just gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's terrific, boy. She's no radio show, but she's great.
Whatever happened to that incident where somebody hit her car in the parking lot? And,
Oh, that was her daughter's car.
yeah.
I don't know. But now that you mention it, that'll be a good topic this week. It'll give her something to talk about. Okay, listen, have a great life. I'm tickled to death you called from Boca because they just hate us up there, okay?
Oh, we love you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay, easy for him to say. Okay, Chuck Meyer is standing by. Of course, we remember Chuck had Peter Clayton on his show last week, but we forgive him anyway. Chuck's got the noon news. And look at that, just as we mentioned all those nice things about Meg, she showed up in the studio. Isn't that nice? And we'll come back. And don't forget Steve this afternoon with a show that's just too dangerous for us to talk about.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Coming to a theater near you. 2 cops. 1 young. 1 old. 1 black. 1 white. 1 on the tape. 1 on the up and up. 1 dead. 1 alive. 2 cops. 1 gay. 1 straight. 1 a Lutheran. The other an Episcopalian. 1 on a high cholesterol diet. 1 a semi-vegetarian. 1 with an attitude problem. 1 mired in a moral dilemma. 2 cops. 1 a Republican. 1 a Democrat. 1 a redhead. 1 a blonde. 1 fat. 1 thin. 1 5'4". 1 6'3". 1 a sloppy. 1 a fashion plate. 1 kind to his mother. 1 never calls. 2 cops. Starring that funny guy from TV. And that character actor who's been around forever and I can never remember his name. 2 cops. From the same kinds of people who brought you Stakeout, Shakedown, Dead Heat, Ready, Running Scared, Lethal Weapon, Colors, Beverly Hills 1, 2, 3, 4, The Odd Couple, Streets of San Francisco. You get the picture. 2 cops. They're like everyone you've ever known. And his brother. 2 cops. Playing under a variety of titles at every other theater in town this summer. See it with someone who drives you right out of your skull, but you just can't help loving him in spite of yourself, you know? 2 cops. Rated PG. And R.
They left out Alice's favorite part of their 1 big and 1 small. Didn't they? I didn't hear it.
I'm sorry you missed that.
Oh, boy. 107 at WIOD, the home of happiness and lots of juvenile behavior. This is where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, maybe you'd like to send us a WIOD sandbox, and we could put it out in the hallway, okay? And every now and then, some of the people in the building who are guilty of juvenile behavior kind of like tiptoe through it, you know, and bring their little pail and shovel, their little spoon.
Sounds good.
Anyway, boy, it's a big 1 to 2 hour. We got all these lines lit up here. You'd think these people had something to talk about, right?
So far,
Very
they haven't.
unlikely, highly unlikely. But are you still there, by the way?
Who's that, me?
You.
Yeah, Boynton Beach.
Oh, you're in Boynton Beach. No, I thought the guy from England was on there, and you were last in line, but since you were kind enough to say Boynton Beach and not pretend to be the guy from England, we'll get rid of you right away. I mean, we'll put you on first.
That's wonderful. Now, the reason I'm
Well,
calling
no, don't you feel
this
better about that? I mean, isn't this better than waiting for 7 other boring callers?
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up about this. I'm excited.
Exactly. I will show a little gratitude
I
here,
usually
sir.
listen to WJNO and...
WJNO?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's where Jack Cole and I guess Dick Farrell used to work.
Oh, that's where Dick Farrell got fired from.
Yeah, when did he get fired?
I guess just a couple of days ago, boy, and people are really in the cups about it, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I don't miss him too much. I listen to Jack Cole in the afternoons, and I was just wondering...
In fact, all the athletes in Palm Beach had put their cups on to celebrate. They were so excited.
I guess you're right.
Did you listen? So what did you think? Wait, now,
now,
sir, wait, calm down a minute, okay? We got plenty of time here. You're not like in a race.
Okay.
Now, what did you think of the Dick Farrell show on WJNO?
Not too much. I didn't really listen to him that much.
Well, neither did anybody else. That's why he got fired.
Yes, you're right.
And Steve's trying to inflict him upon us here, and boy, that better not happen, I'll tell you that.
Okay, well, I'm behind you on that one.
Okay.
But the reason I'm calling is I was listening to you in the morning because I was tired of Jack Cole singing.
Yeah.
And you guys seem to have some music on there in the morning. These songs about cheesecake and what was the other one this morning? Pussy in the Well or something?
Pussy in the Well.
Yeah.
Well, I know that one.
Let's use the entire title, sir. Let's not start picking out parts of it selectively, okay?
I was just wondering why you play those things. That's what frustrates me about Jack Cole, and I was trying to find something new and refreshing, and then I hear about Pussies in the Well and the cheesecake.
Well, what are you talking about, cheesecake?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
What the hell is that all about,
Some
cheesecake?
guy singing a Jimmy Buffett song with cheesecake in it.
No, that was Wasting Away in Hallandale, sir. Cheesecake. And I put you on first. No, I'd turn Jack Cole back on, okay? Get out of here and don't ever call this show again. You make me sick.
Just tell me what your problem is.
Okay, so we got an open line in Palm Beach, 655 WIOD.
That's
Can you
growing
believe
on
that?
me, by the way.
What's that?
Little Steve
Oh,
King
it's
thing.
classic.
It's growing on me. It's
great.
First few times I didn't...
So that guy doesn't like all the little songs, huh? And he tried to get away from it.
Out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. Buy it. Tobacco is good. Root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it. 1, 2, 3 strikes, we're out at the old ball game.
Okay, now if that didn't do it, if that didn't get rid of him, nothing ever will, okay?
You're right.
Go away, pal, okay? You're another one of those Palm Beach people who thinks that there's really stuff going on up there in that godforsaken place. This place is bad enough, okay? This is a bush league. It's a tropical depression is what it is down here. But Palm Beach is like, it's not even like Little League. It's like Sandlot, okay? It's like the littlest of the little leagues, as Alice would say, the tiniest, the smallest of the small. So just bug off and don't start calling here and tell us how to run the show, okay? Anyway, we have these great Dolphin schedules, and don't forget at WIOD, it's not just a game, it's an obsession.
I'm just enthralled with
man.
this little
And you
thing.
think we got a lot of Dolphin promos now, just wait a couple of weeks, man. It'll be on like every other second, in the middle of phone calls. We're going to be having Rick Weaver singing. What did we do with that, by the way?
Oh,
yeah, this will get that guy upset. You think?
This is Rick Weaver, voice of the Dolphins, and today I'm also the voice of a generation. People try to put us down.
I love that.
But anyway, if you want to pick up your Dolphins schedule, sooner or later we're going to tell them where they are. Of course, they're all downstairs now waiting to be distributed by the WIOD account executives.
To sponsor.
So I wouldn't hold my breath. But the thing that I noticed right away is they've distorted. It's kind of like it's like a tactic from Knots Landing, Donna Mills, you know, where they shoot her through linoleum.
That's what it is.
And in fact, one show they shot her through cement. It was incredible. But anyway, Weaver and Goldberg are here side by side, and the picture's like all distorted on the schedule. Am I right? Am I exaggerating, or am I being honest?
No, the colors.
And this is not by accident, okay? We don't want you to see what they look like. It's the same reason that we're on radio and we try to lay low. I mean, these guys.
The color's like smeared.
Yeah, it's like somebody smeared the whole picture before they put it on here.
I didn't know Rick Weaver was award-winning. Oh, it says award-winning broadcaster Rick Weaver.
Are you going to start ripping him now? It's
No, I
football
don't
season.
know.
You can do it during the off year when he just comes in to get his paycheck.
Is it football season?
It's getting pretty
I
damn
should have
close, is
been
what
able
I
to-
hear from Rick.
Well, I should have been able to tell by the weather outside. I should have
Exactly. It's only
jogged in
96.
I should have jogged in my
Don't you
brain.
immediately go out and start thinking of shoulder pads and stuff when it's like that?
August, yeah.
Especially when you go to South Beach and see the Hasidim with their 80 pounds of clothing crossing Collins Avenue. Anyway, it's 1:13 at WIOD. I think we're going to do just a little bit of a break. And the good news is here we got an EBS test.
This is a test.
Hey, asswipe, where'd you get that San Sushi amplifier?
I got it at Stereos and stuff, jag-off, and it only cost me $9.99.
$9.99? What a deal! For the amplifier and the tuner?
I also got an anti-static record cloth and 2 HLH Proud Quadio Quattro Quirk 3000 speakers that you're drooling all over, scumbag.
Only $9.99? I must be some sort of Neanderthal for not having gone down to Stereos and stuff and got one already. I gotta borrow some money. Gotta get my head up my ass sometimes.
If you've got your head up your ass about stereos, come to Stereos and Such, located at the Bergen Shopping Mall.
1:16 at WIOD. Boy, we're in the home stretch. This is great. I feel like Bob Savage.
Did he?
We have an I hope not. Open line. It's just a joke, Bob. Don't start getting hyper and intense, okay? You're just a very emotional guy. We have an open line in Broward, 524-WIOD. Haven't spoken to Phil Saltzman in a while, huh?
And they're racing today.
They are racing. We aren't picking, though, for a while. We're just, you can start picking next week
Okay.
when I'm not here. No, I did.
I'll wait for you to come back.
And I even heard Bill Calder on the show this morning say that he wasn't going out there this weekend because I'm not going to be here. Isn't that great?
Well,
It's just not the same. When he and I go out there together, there's a certain chemistry because I can cross out all the horses that he picks, and he cross out all the ones that I pick. And it's a big advantage, you know.
Well, I'm sure he can. There'll be some nice money saved this weekend.
Let's see, who am I going to pick today? I'm going to go with Snowy and Sunny in the 5th race with Mike Gonzalez. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to pick. We got a tip the other day. I don't know what the hell I was. Remember Gonzalez in the 8th? Upbeat Girl. It's on the grass, fillies and mares, a mile on the grass. So unless we have like a pigeon flies over, they will race on the grass. And that's the 7-horse in the 8th race. What is it? Upbeat Girl. Or is it Beat Up Girl? Pompano Bob is on 4. Why do I berate you? Because we don't want to talk to you, Bob.
Why? What did I ever do to you?
117 at WIOD. You're chronic, don't you understand? You're chronic. You're an incredible pain in the ass. You call every show in the market over and over to the point of obnoxious. That was a good call, wasn't it? In fact, Bob, let me say this to you. If we can keep them all that short, you can call every day.
It was good.
Yeah, I like that. Put him on every day if we can keep it that brief, okay?
It was kind of like Mr. Trimmer's call.
You're just ponderous, man. Just over and over and over and over and over and over and over again to the point of just being disgusting. Why don't you get your own show like on FTL? Everybody else did. Pompano.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Is this Neil Rogers?
It sure is.
Hi, this is Melrita calling from Pompano, and I was wondering if you could tell me that White Castle hamburgers that you guys talk about all the time.
Royal Castle.
Oh, it's Royal Castle.
There are no White Castles in Florida.
Oh,
This is Florida, ma'am.
Is it just like the White Castle?
Yeah, exactly the same, only better.
Is it really?
They're great. They're phenomenal.
Where's that located?
It's on Northwest 7th Avenue and 125th Street in North Miami. It's right off I-95.
Okay.
It may sound like a far way for you from Pompano, but you just come down 95 to 125th Street, and you make a right, and it's like a half a block.
Uh-huh.
Right there on the corner, staring you in the face, and they make them all fresh. They don't have them like in those little steam things, you know, getting mung, and
Yeah.
they make them fresh right there on the spot.
Oh, great. I'll go down tonight.
Great.
Thanks, Neil.
Well, they're open 24 hours a day,
Wonderful.
7 days a week,
Okay.
365 days a year.
Okay.
Let me know how you like it.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.
How do you like that? She's driving all the way from Pompano.
Incredible.
And I believe it, because, boy, when you get in the mood for those little castle burgers,
I
man,
guess.
you just, nothing in the world does it for you quite like it.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, next time you're down this way, you know, but no, she's going tonight. Special, that's great. That's really amazing.
Plus, you don't
get
want to
that
waste
way.
any time.
Yeah, you get obsessed, I
And we
guess.
want to thank Wayne again, because he came in yesterday and really helped us through a rough time.
Sure did.
He did?
Yeah.
No, I mean, the food was great as always, but we were just getting kind of juvenile, I guess. Here's a call in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Neil,
Yeah.
the old lady from Pembroke Pines.
Well, how you been?
All right.
Isn't this great?
Oh, sure, I know you're thrilled.
Well, why shouldn't I be? I mean, just because we did that one show that time and it was a bomb, you can't have everything.
Ow.
Wasn't it?
But I I have one that you like now.
It wasn't your fault. Wait a minute. We have a message here. Bob from Pompano says that... Oh, this ought to be really good.
Yeah, this should be great.
That caller... Okay, wait. Oh, caller was bogus. It wasn't him.
Oh.
That's all right. Same difference. Nobody will ever know the difference. In fact, if anybody in the audience wants to do a pubic service for the rest of the listening audience, all they have to do is call every day and pretend to be Bob from Pompano. We'll have you on for like 3 seconds, slam the phone down, and that'll take care of him every day. Excellent. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You just mentioned the Hasidim. I have a very cute story I think you'll appreciate. It's short.
By the way, Steve is in the other room. That rabbi you had on yesterday, I'd like to take him and just strangle him and throttle him, what he did during that spot, that Toyota spot. It was horrendous. We ought to bring the Moyle back for another bris.
Well, let's see if the mic
Go ahead.
works.
Keep talking because Steve is coming in now.
Yeah. See if the mic works.
Please, don't stop.
Hello?
Go right on ahead. Don't stop talking.
You talking to me?
Yeah, of course.
Oh. 2 little kids were walking on the street, and they see a couple of men with long coats and big hats and the curls. One kid says to the other, "What you call that?" He says, "What?" He says, "Those men with the long coat, the funny hat, the curls." He says, "I see them." He says, "I see them too, but what are they?"
I've never heard that.
That's really weak, but it was cute.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, mildly, moderately.
Well, naturally.
Yeah.
I saved Gangbusters for later.
Well, that's great. No, Gangbusters is on the Craig Worthing Show. That's Craig's line.
Stay well.
Okay.
So long.
Nice hearing from you.
Thanks. I'll be in again.
Okay.
Bye.
He's a friend of yours, and you allow your friends to come in and rip our best account, those wonderful folks who've been so nice to us at Toyota of Hollywood, where we do all these personal appearances, and they love us to pieces, and he makes this disgusting, obnoxious, horrendous crap about some boycott that nobody knows or cares about. Who cares? Tell him to quit monkeying around with his spots, or you're going to strangle him with his mezuzah. So what about he said he wanted to get rid of it? He said he's going to sell it like for the to the highest bidder. He's for like about $100,000. There was no good part. Tell him.
I said, "Why did you buy Toyota?" He said, "It's a great car."
Yeah.
I said, "You know, you drive."
I have a message for Rabbi Winyars. Okay, Cox a hoist. That's my message for you. Yes. Dick Farrell is the worst. The worst. We don't want him here at WIOD, okay? We don't. Let him work his way up to the bigs. Let him go to Stewart, get a job there, and start going into training. We don't need right wing. Rough around the edges. He's a right winger who just bomb. No, it's got nothing to do with disagree, but he's a right winger and they all bomb. I want somebody who's going to have numbers, okay? I want somebody who's going to do well. He bombed. Even PBR beat him, okay? Okay, fine. He's working at PBR. Boy, congratulations. That's a great place for you, Dick, and we hope... Did you hear his call? He called in. It was great for about 40 seconds. It was terrible. Well, see, there you go again, okay? He's well, maybe we'll take a poll, okay, on Bill Calder and Dick Farrell one day. Of course, that'll be difficult because almost nobody ever heard of Dick Farrell, but that's the problem. Yeah, who knows what evil lurks, I know. Well, listen, we can get him on and Meg Green together on the same show. Then well, I'm glad you're in here because I got Melting Pot coming up right now, and I heard through the grapevine that you've been saying that the Melting Pot are the imitators, which I find fabulous. I mean, just incredibly interesting because the guy who started your place, which I don't want to mention on the air, but the guy who started your place used to be a waiter at the Melting Pot in Tallahassee. That's how he started with fondue, as a waiter. And then as he worked there, he decided, hey, look at this. They're making all this money, and they're doing great. Why don't I just go start my own place? And he started with the one, and now he's got a couple of rip-off places. They're just cheap imitations of the Melting Pot. Oh, but you notice how he kind of glosses over that? And if you're having trouble hearing Steve, he's a little soft-spoken today. No, he didn't. Is his mic open? It's open. It is, isn't it? Okay. And he stole it, and he ripped it off, and he ripped it off. Well, that's your line, okay? You can ask me anything. No, you know why? Because they tried it first before your guy put it on the menu. They tried it, and they just didn't feel that it was up to, like the veal, too, which is like all knots in that place that you advertise. Like, it's like Knots Landing. They tried it, and they didn't. Yes, as a matter of fact, once, and boy, it was a real experience, as Dan Quayle would say. Yes, as a matter of fact, it was like Knots Landing without the landing. It was just haluscious. Anyway, you want the real good fondue if you got any taste. You know Steve is one of these guys who tries to be generous to these folks and help them out. But the Melting Pot started fondue in this town. They made it famous. They make it better than anybody. They got the secret recipes that Greg couldn't steal right. And believe me, it's just phenomenal. From the cheese appetizers, the great chef salad, to the Summer Sizzler special where you get a little bit of everything. There's no lobster or veal because it's from Hungary's fondue, but they do have, and no free dessert because nobody has to give away freebies at the Melting Pot. A combination of filet mignon, shrimp, teriyaki, sirloin, and breast of chicken all in one great entree, the Summer Sizzler special. And save room for those great desserts. And a good part of it is when you get the right amaretto dessert, no nuts in the dessert, you know, because they don't melt the Nestle's chocolate bars with the nuts in them like they do at certain other places. No nuts in my fondue. Even Alice said that on the show this morning. So you head for one of the 3 Melting Pot restaurants tonight or any night, 7 nights a week. That's what he told the officer, and he wrote him a second ticket. South Miami, 9835 Sunset Drive, North Miami Beach at 3143 Northeast 163rd, and, of course, the notorious Melting Pot in Coral Springs just east of West Sample Road. Don't forget the Debbie Ellis Show. I guess that's over now. It's brought to you today by Fiber One. No, that's the Sandy Payton News is Maalox. And then, of course, they have a little kaopectate for the Alice Rantel Show early in the morning. In fact, that's the new slogan on a Rantel Show. It's in the bag.
What was this about Al and...
Isn't he soft-spoken today? Al was talking about police officers' penis size this morning. That's the rumor. I don't...
Well, he's just that, you know, if they have a small penis, they're not, you know, they're very sensitive about it, and they're not in a good mood when they pull you over, you know. Yeah, and particularly motorcycle cops, he says. Particularly motorcycle cops, yeah. Well,
Did he mention how he knows?
no, he says you should ask when they ask you for your license. You should ask them.
Yeah,
their penis
that would be my first instinct is to ask that question. You know,
I swear I heard this morning driving to work, Steve. I swear I was on the Dolphin Expressway. I'll probably never forget where I was listening to this. Yeah.
And a rumor also has. Did you hear the part? Because you told me he spoke to Jeff Charles.
Yes, he spoke to Jeff Charles.
Wait till you hear this.
And
Jeff discovered a whole new format.
Providence, Rhode Island, and Jeff.
You sure it wasn't Provincetown?
That's what he originally said, and then Charlie Meadows corrected him. Yeah, isn't his name Meadows?
Mattos, Charlie Mattos.
Mattos. Anyway, Jeff Charles says he's on 3 to 6 up there, and he's discovered this revolutionary new talk radio format. No guests. They just go on and just talk and just have a good time, you know? I don't know where Charles ever got the idea for that, but that's what he said. And they were agreeing that the guests are terminal. Often they have little to say.
And Alice was agreeing.
Oh, absolutely. He says that's why.
Dump the guests.
That's why he likes being on in the morning.
Stream of consciousness.
He likes being on in the morning.
Sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
No question about it. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah, I don't know where he got the idea.
The only thing they didn't tell Al, you know, when he slipped into that format is that it requires talent. They seem to have left that part.
And a sense of humor, which he obviously has got. Well, the stuff about the cops I thought was hysterical. Well, anyway, and I like those little 2-minute calls that he makes, because yesterday he called Mayor Suarez, and he called, who were some of the other big celebrities? He talked Jerry Williams, which is unusual. Very unusual. It's only like every other day that he and Jerry kind of like kiss butt. Exactly. He calls out.
Yeah.
It's a new format. They might try it at FTL. Maybe FTL could start like a new format called Don't Call Us, We'll Call You. And it could just go through the phone book. Yeah. It's something to think about. Exactly. Well, we're very issue-oriented on this show.
And I want to say...
So what do you think of the Metro Rail?
The Metro Rail?
It's just a joke.
It's pretty dumb.
The Metro Rail, too, is just a joke.
I want to say this man Kane.
Who?
This man Kane.
Steve Kane. Are you going to rip him now?
All I know is...
Wait a minute. Let me unplug the mic again.
All I know is the man, from what I've heard, sounds so stupid that he couldn't empty water from a boot if the directions were on the bottom.
Wow. Wow.
You know something? He's just in heaven now. In fact, he wants you to call on his show so badly, he said he would just love to have a little one-on-one with you.
Oh, that's no problem. I don't know if he's even up to my level. I'm 17.
Really?
But, yeah.
Wait a minute. He's typing a message here on the screen. It's probably going to be hostile. It says, she doesn't have the balls, well, I'm sure of that, I would hope not, to call, in other words, he says you don't have the guts to call him one-on-one and face-to-face.
What time's his show?
Now, well, wait a minute. You're making all these comments about him. You've heard his show, haven't you?
See, I know from what I've heard from other people who listen to him.
Yeah.
And from the...
Well, now, wait, see, but that's not fair, okay? I mean, if you're only hearing it secondhand... What?
I'll listen to him today.
Ah, see, now...
Try that.
No, now, don't you realize you're hearing it secondhand from other people who listen, and you're making all these accusations? I mean, what you said probably is true. But, no, seriously, that's a terrible thing to do. It's a bad habit to get into, is take it... Now, you just got through complimenting me for not going through all the BS and, you know, telling it like it is. You've got to make your judgments based on what you hear and what you feel, not what some other jackass tells you, right? Because your friends probably are bozos, too, from time to time, right?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. See, there you go. So you listen today. You're going to promise me?
I promise.
And I want you to call me tomorrow, and then you give us your own personal, honest opinion, and then you can call Steve tomorrow, too, if you're not, you know, paranoid. Okay?
Okay.
Promise?
I promise.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay. See, now we got you a new listener there. She's 17, great demographic. She sounds like, you know, she's bubbly and effervescent, and she's going to listen herself. See, it just becomes fashionable to say those things that, like, Steve is some kind of a munghead douchebag. If you say it and you mean it from personal experience, then it has some significance. But just to say it because it's the popular thing to say, that's going along with the crowd, okay? I just can't find that. Deerfield.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, listen, I was flying in from Newark yesterday.
Boy, how depressing. Well, I guess how uplifting to be flying in from Newark.
Yeah, right. But I had a layover in Atlanta, and I was listening to my radio while I was sitting around at the airport, and some guy got into conversation with some guy at the airport. He said he heard you was transferring up there. Any truth to that?
No, there's no truth to it, and I don't know whether this call is for real or whether this is one of those provocative calls that somebody has set you up to make, but we have a jackass who started rumors in Atlanta yesterday that I was coming up there and that the world was going to come to an end. I'm this terrible person going to WSB. What are the chances, you think, of my going to work in Atlanta, sir?
Yeah, I didn't think it made much sense.
No.
I've been listening to you for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can't get an antenna big enough to pick up a station in Atlanta, so I'd have to follow you up there.
There you go. Well, I got news for you. If they gave me a list of 100 cities to go to, that would be one of the last 5.
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Have a great life, sir. Oh, we're back to that again, huh? 136 at WIOD. We have an open line in Broward at 524-WIOD, 524-9463. He said when somebody says, well, I've heard rumors, as this individual who was up there yesterday did, there were no rumors. He's the one that started them.
I know.
Okay? Just to be provocative and to be more harassment and just to create more problems. And, of course, time and time again, it just backfires because he's not fooling anybody, okay? But like I said, if you wait long enough, 40 or 50 years, the wheels of justice in this country will see that everything is straightened out. Have no fear. Right now, speaking of that, speaking of the wheels of justice, if your car is stolen, you want to sit around waiting for the insurance company to settle? You want to sit around waiting forever to see if they're ever going to find your car? Because 99 out of 100, they're not going to find it unless you have that low jack in your car, okay? This is an incredible device. We've seen it demonstrated personally. I think most of us here at the station have had a chance to go with the folks from LoJack, and they've taken us out and hidden one of the cars, and then they show us how the thing actually works. And here's how it does work. They hide that little tiny transmitter, a radio transmitter, in your car or truck, and if your car is stolen, all you do is call the police immediately, and they automatically activate that transmitter, and they have a device that tracks it, and they can just home in on it in a matter of minutes. The average time is about a half an hour. They can find that car while it's still in one piece, while it's still worth getting back. So with South Florida being #1 in auto theft in the entire country, it just makes sense to protect a big investment by having LoJack. In fact, LoJack isn't expensive, it's guaranteed, and installation by bonded technicians can be done quickly at your home or office. And when you talk to them, be sure and ask about that 25% discount on your comprehensive insurance when you have LoJack. Call them today for more information. Call their toll-free number, 1-800-30...
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. Okay, Neil, well, you have a very nice day.
I think you touched all the bases, sir.
And I just wish he would, besides a contrived debate, try to go toe-to-toe with you. Those were the fun days.
Right.
It's no match.
Whatever you say.
Yes, sir.
Have a great life.
Bye.
Okay, well, there was a real butt kisser if I ever heard one. 142 at WIOD. By the way, the rumor is we were picking on Scott again about the noise, and that's not true, in spite of what our friend from engineering told you in the hallway. We hear about all these things. He didn't say that to you? Sharon was making it up? Just tell Tim to get a life and go back and hang out with Rick Edwards, will you? Anyway, boy, look at these phones. All of a sudden, like at noon, it's like everybody got off a plane. Maybe they were coming from Newark, okay, with that other guy through Atlanta.
Maybe.
Now, everything's straightened out. I think everybody here had to get something out of their system, kind of like Bill Wise. Needs to get something out of his system, okay? In fact, we have the enema bag that just might do the job, okay? It's a Debbie Ellis special.
Oh, no.
It's a 4-bagger, okay? See, you think that 4-bagger is an old baseball expression for home run, but 4-bagger is really from the Bill Wise school of cleansing, internal cleansing. And if anybody can use it, man. Now, let's see. Is that Laura that I see? Because the window does things here. That's Laura. Now, have I got all the stuff that I'm going to have to record?
You're doing that today?
I'm doing that today. As soon as I get off, and Mitch came in here and he said, have no fear. You can make it as warm as you want. No problem at all. So I'll crank it up to about 90 and go in there and sweat my way through some of those spots. Because next week, I know this comes as a shock, but it's long overdue for me. I'm going on vacation.
Again.
I'm almost embarrassed, but I got a news for it. It's not my fault that it's all so close together. I was taking the first part in March, as you remember, at the end of March, and then little Miss Muffet back in sales set up this thing I had to do, and I couldn't go away, and she screwed up my whole vacation schedule. But to be honest with you, I like the way it worked out. A lot.
Yeah.
Because between the Chicago trip jammed in there in between, and then these other vacations, it's like just, I feel like I'm part of management on a permanent vacation.
That much? Yeah.
In fact, little did people know, but you know that album by Aerosmith, Permanent Vacation? It was about people in broadcast management. Seriously.
I knew that.
Well, I'm sure you did. Okay, let's... why am I having such a good time all of a sudden? I think it had to do with when Steve was in here with the mic off. I think that was the beginning. Remember yesterday when Arnold's brought the food and suddenly our whole attitude changed?
Yeah.
Same thing happened today. I mean, the show today was a lot better, but it was not great.
Better.
And then Steve came in and we got him, nailed him with that, hidden mic trick. And all of a sudden, I feel like life was almost worth living again.
I couldn't believe it. It worked so
Well,
great.
no, because he didn't notice it. And when you do, like I said, you don't use the overhead. You're not sensitive to it, and you just are oblivious.
Yeah, Meg Green knew.
Meg Green knew right away, and that's frightening. If Meg knew and Steve didn't, I think that's says a
true.
lot. That says it all.
That's absolutely true.
Miami, hello.
Congratulations on that extraordinarily good interview with Kane. He never sounded better. Never more interesting.
I think we have our first poll question answerer here.
Hey, listen, about balls, Kane wouldn't know, but we'll talk to Jeff Charles anytime concerning that. Neil, why don't you go back to Chicago and drop a few bucks? I know you had a lot of fun there.
Oh, I had a great time there.
Yeah. Oh, and we enjoyed that so much, knowing that you were there having fun.
Yeah, in fact, sitting there for 4 hours looking right across at the ballpark and then having Harry come in and then going over. That was the day. That was the day of my life.
You better believe it. All right, bye.
Thanks. Ooh, okay, bye.
Quick. Real quick.
Wow, like the phone was on fire all of a sudden. Now, she was nice, but boy, wow. Well, she didn't want to overstay her welcome. She knew the voice was a little old for this show, but she's a very nice lady. 146 at WIOD, and Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Taft and Sheridan would like to send special wishes to Rabbi, what was his name?
I don't know.
Pupik, who was on the Kane Show, who's another one of his good friends. Boy, has he got a circle of friends that even Hermann Goering would be embarrassed by that crowd, okay?
God.
But anyway, if you want a great deal on a quality used car, right over on the west side of 441 across from the new car lot, you will find literally acres and acres of great quality reconditioned used cars. Now, let's face it, not every car that's traded in at Toyota of Hollywood is going to be, great. They're going to get some lemons. And what they do with those, I'm sure they get rid of those privately, you know what I mean? Or they drive them into the bay, or they do something else. Because when they sell you a used car, they want to make sure that it's been totally reconditioned, that it's in great running shape, and will give you good, dependable transportation at a price that you can afford. So instead of taking somebody else's nightmares from those used car lots and then finding that they're out of business when you go back to have it fixed, head for a great deal on a good used car at Toyota of Hollywood's used car lot. And don't forget, one of the acres there is devoted to the buy here, pay here lot for those of your real schleppers who haven't had any credit and never will have any either. Toyota of Hollywood, they're on 441, right between Taft and Sheridan in Hollywood. You tell them Neil Rogers sent you by. Humor, 149 at WIOD. Miami, hello. Did I do the wrong thing there? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah.
What's it called, though? I heard you talking about the Maylocks before. What were you talking about?
It's a sponsor on WNWS, sir.
Oh, you said your neck was bothering you.
Yeah. Let's go to Del Rey.
I
Hello.
like that voice.
Rochester, New York. Hello. What's the question, sir? The question is Rochester, New York. See, now we'll be redundant.
I like that one. Some days that guy just overdoes it a little bit, you know what I mean?
You don't come any better than Hank Goldberg.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Hank and Joe on Sports Talk tonight, and Hank isn't really going to be doing the show. He's just here to keep Joe awake. Joe's a good guy. He really is. He's just sleepy, that's all. And then we got the Twins and the Yankees in the second game of that doubleheader at approximately 8 p.m. tonight, okay? You never know for sure when they're playing a doubleheader when the second game is going to start. Well, I don't know what you're laughing about. You don't, because it depends on when the first game ends.
Oh.
Oh.
I just wonder how they're going to handle it.
Delford Beach, hello.
Huh?
That's what it says. I don't know. I don't never heard of such a place, and evidently there isn't because there's nobody on the line. Palm Beach.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah.
Well, you certainly got a lot of noise. Who gave you this number?
Miami, hello.
Hey, Neil.
They're all comedians now, man. This is their own little lightning round.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, this is Big Bob. I bought that tobacco bar the other day. Did you get a chance to smoke any of it?
What, that 25-year-old tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're still scraping the worms out of it, Bob, but when we get them all out.
It was given to me. It's supposed to be better as it aged. I didn't know.
That's correct. That's what they say about steaks, too. Oh, Bob, I can't talk. I can't understand the word you're saying, Big Bob. You're a great guy, but don't ever call me again.
What was that?
I don't know. That's the guy that brought that old stale tobacco by here, okay? Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Great.
Good.
Up until the last 2 or 3 calls, we've been doing great today.
Yeah, it's kind of down and up for a short while and back down, but trying to get you up again here.
You don't come any better than Hank Goldberg.
First-time caller.
Great. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. Speaking of baseball and four-baggers, have you been watching the Home Run Derby?
I saw Kingman and Luzinski.
Were you speaking about baseball?
Just briefly.
Oh, excuse us for a second.
No, don't pay any attention to him. He's got the message. He just has to throw in a little, thing before we finish. We only got 8 minutes to go.
I just didn't hear it. I
mentioned 4 baggers is a home run.
Was that talking about
baseball?
baseball?
Briefly, it was a lead into this call.
Well, actually...
We're going to pull his mic out in a minute. Go ahead, sir.
Actually, when I was on hold, I just overheard that, but it's been pretty interesting. Friday, they're going to have Willie Mays and Herman Killebrew.
Harmon Killebrew, not Herman.
Herman. Didn't I say Herman?
No, you said Herman Killebrew, which is probably his brother.
Right. Or his sister.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, when you get a ticket from a cop, do you ask him about the size of his pistol? No.
Not usually, no.
Not if you want to be on the safe side.
No. But, Castleberger.
Yeah.
You were talking about that before?
Right. Boy, this guy's all over the place, isn't he?
Well, I'm from Detroit originally. We used to have White Castles up there.
No, not used to. They're still there.
Yeah, the 14-cent bite.
Yeah.
And,
well, they're not 14 cents anymore, but they're still there.
They used to be. There's Castleberger in that lady in Pompano.
Well, wait a minute. We're not talking about Castleberger. Castleberger is a rip-off of Royal Castle and White Castle and all the others. And Castleberger, in fact, the one up by me in the plantation is already out of business.
Mm-hmm.
They put them in those steam things, and they make them way ahead of time, and by the time you get them, forget it. So, I mean, they're not even in the ballpark in terms of what the old... See, Royal Castle, they make them fresh, just like it used to be, just like White Castle does.
Right, with all the onions and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Weren't you, did you work up in Michigan for a while, wasn't it?
12 years, boy. Kalamazoo and all the big cities like Albion and Marshall and...
Sounds good. Yeah, I was up there recently. I was shocked, actually, to hear that WXYZ changed their call letters.
Well, they had to, because it was ABC sold it to Cap Cities, and they had to change the call letters.
Yeah, such a...
WXYT, which is pretty sad, because those are some of the best call letters in America.
Oh, yeah. XYZ's up there, and W4, and, well, WABX wasn't so good.
And WRIF, yeah, they're still all there. WWJ, WJR. I'm sure this is exciting.
Well, WABX is gone.
WABX is gone. Well, nothing lasts forever, okay? That's what they say at Zeta.
That's true.
Okay, have a great day, sir.
Tigers fan. Let's root for those Tigers.
Okay, good luck to you, boy. Okay, I guess the guy's glad the season's almost over. That was a great call, wasn't it?
Well,
man.
I don't know if that's the word I would use.
Well, it was different.
Different, I would use,
In fact, if I'd have been smart, it would have been a Bob from Pompano call.
Mm-hmm.
Pompano!
Yeah, Neil.
It's not Bob from Pompano, thank God.
Neil?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great.
I have a little joke for you.
We're doing jokes?
The little one?
That's what you think. Okay, how about Miami? Hello?
Neil.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Okay.
Listen, what do you ask a woman cop when she...
Let's go to... we're not doing jokes, okay? We're not doing jokes. You'll have to ask Alice. That's his area of expertise. Expertise. Let's go to Miami. Hello?
I'd like to call Heidi Lindley a bar buckle bitch.
Okay. Any particular reason?
No, she's just being fat ugly, that's it.
Okay, well, that's good enough for me. Thanks. 155.
The lightning round is gone, right?
Well,
that's like,
supposedly, but these people are kind of inventing their own little version
I
of it.
noticed.
Okay. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Neil, can we have soup for supper tonight? I lost my dentures.
Soup for supper? Who is this? This must be, what's his name's father? Boom Boom
And I
Senior.
hurt my head brushing my dentures when the lid on the toilet fell down.
Are you related to Ron St. John by any chance, sir?
That's my grandfather.
Okay, well, give him our best, okay?
This is
This
unbelievable.
is excellent. 155, we have a call from Moral Gables. Hello.
We're dying over here.
Okay, you're right. Boy, they're kind of inventing, it's like reinventing the wheel. Okay?
You gonna get the buzzers
Well,
out?
I got a message for all of you, okay? There you go. Boy.
Did you notice, like...
Maybe Jeff Charles can do a lightning round, okay?
He
Maybe he can
probably is already
discover
doing
that.
one.
And then he can do Screamless. And Alice can do Screamless. Here's a mobile. Hello.
Oh, Neil?
Yeah.
Buzz me if you swallow.
Oh, that's cute. Boy, old material, pal. Very old. Miami, hello.
Neil,
Yeah.
I seen the funniest thing the other day. Steve Kane was doing the wrestling, and he looked like he was running for his life.
What do you mean running for his life? What does that mean?
When the wrestlers came in, they were knocked him over. That one wrestler spit green stuff in his face.
Green stuff. Well, Steve is going to be, they're remaking The Exorcist, sir, and Steve is auditioning for Linda Blair's part. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Hi, I want to tell you I had a shocking experience this weekend.
Really?
I saw Hank Goldberg on TV, and
Well,
it really shocked me.
That is shocking. Now you know why they distorted him and Weaver's pictures on these Dolphin schedules.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
And I'd like to say one more thing.
Yes,
I know
ma'am.
it's not the lightning round, but
But-
I'd just like to call Eric Hansen is a butt plug provocateur.
Okay. See, those of you who are jonesing for the lightning round, we'll give you just a little taste of it every day until we decide to bring it back when, till the audience has cleared their brains out. Because it got, oh, man, just so tedious and
Sameness.
ponderous. Yeah, the same like 6 people calling him.
Yeah.
I dumped that out
Oh.
because it's like the donut guy, okay? Just can't. See, those kind of people bug me, okay? Because we don't want anything to do with them. They're monotonous. They're boring. They're not funny. They're not entertaining. They're not amusing. They're not interesting. They're nothing at all positive about hearing from them. And when you say, hey, give it a rest, and then all of a sudden they start with this compulsive routine like they can't live without doing this, okay? Isn't that pathetic?
I can't believe the donut guy called you when you were in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, he called 2 or 3
Astounding.
times.
That's
Did you dump
astounding.
any of that? Oh, Nick dumped it.
Yeah,
See, I couldn't
good.
tell because we were up there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, he was desperate. I was just looking for a cart that I could think would summarize the last, several of the last few callers. Well, not the young lady. She was cute. Where the hell is that cart? Oh, here it is. I think this sums it up great.
I have no life.
Yeah. Okay, let's try one in Hollywood. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say I enjoy your show a lot.
Oh, that's terrific. Good call, sir. That's a real short crank butt kiss.
About 13 of the
As
hour.
in Dick butt kiss. Yeah,
You
all of a
started.
sudden, boy, we've been really doing far better than I ever expected. We got a slow start because I hung up on everybody in the beginning of the show because we had a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, speaking of that, boy, Steve has got another one of those shows. I'm especially fascinated by Dr. Lipoff. Isn't that, for somebody it's going to be a debate, how can you debate somebody named Lipoff?
Is it Doctor?
Dr. Lipoff.
Is it Dr.
Junior. Well, anyway, Joella Kane, no relation to Steve, who's written a book telling men about the bag of tricks that women use to catch them, clean them out. Now, when she says clean them out, that's like money she's talking about, right? She's not related to the urine lady, is she?
No, money.
Then toss them away and discard them and just leave them lying there in the dirt. And debating her in another one of Steve's famous contrived debates will be Dr. Irene Lipoff, who's a lip off the old block and says she's revolted by Joella's anti-female outlook and thinks Joella should boil in oil with Bill Wise and Bill Mullen together.
It doesn't
in
say
stereo.
that
Yes,
on the,
it says it right on the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking of that, Joe and Hank on Sports Talk at 6:05 and followed at around 8 o'clock, more or less, by the Twins at the Yankees. So we got a whole bunch of somethings for you. Have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning with Fat Rich and maybe a little Jell-O mold and stuff like that at 10 o'clock here on 610 WIOD.